Welcome to the Loner Ranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, and I am the Loner Ranger. Why am I the Loner Ranger? Because I'm arranging loans. That's why I'm the Loner Ranger. And this is a show that helps you, the consumer, understand the best ways to purchase a property, sell a property. Maybe you have questions regarding any of the aspects of real estate and how to get the best mortgage when you're looking to buy a home or refinance a home. What's the best type of financing for a first-time home buyer? Maybe a move-up buyer. Maybe you're getting ready to retire. Is a 15-year mortgage the best program for you? Or is a 30-year mortgage the best program for you? You know, you listen to a lot of the financial experts, and they think that a 30-year leverage your money for a longer period of time is always the best way to go. You can always prepay it, and that is true. However, there is people that want to just become debt-free in a shorter period of time. We show you how to do that. Can you pay a mortgage off that you got for 30 years and 15 years? Of course. None of my mortgages have prepayment penalties. If you have questions about how to structure the right transaction for you or a family member, I'm here to help you. I've been in the business for 32 years. I've closed well over 9,000 mortgage transactions, helping folks purchase their first home, second home, investment property, refinance homes, pull money out for home improvements. Just call me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. I'm the Loner Ranger. Or you can visit my website and apply online. You want a really easy way to get a mortgage and apply online? Go to WeBringYouHome.com. You'll see my picture, and right underneath it, it says apply now. You push that button, and about 5 to 10 minutes, you will have completed the mortgage application. It will alert me on my cell phone that the loan application's been completed, and you're going to hear from me or one of my team members, and we're going to finish up and walk you through the transaction. What I don't like doing and what I don't believe in is completely automating the mortgage application process. Excuse me. You want to have somebody that can guide you in the right direction, not a machine. 407-706-3313. I'm Bruce Woodburn. I am the Loner Ranger. And with me is Cleve Loveland of Loveland Properties. Hey, Cleve.
Hey, how you doing, Bruce? Thanks for having me on your inaugural show, your very own show on DBO. You have been helping me on my show for about 4 years now, and most people might know me. I've been on the radio station here for about 25 years. My family's been selling real estate in Central Florida for about 30 years. And I know if I want to know if a loan is going to get done, I just get it over to Bruce and his team, and the Loner Ranger will get that buyer done. They will let me know what has to be done, what price are they good to. I know it's going to close. So that's what I count on when loans come through this office, and they get fast-tracked. And that's really a big problem nowadays, getting offers accepted. I want to make sure my buyers are fast-tracked, and Bruce gets that done for me. So if you have any questions for me, you can always call me about real estate at 407-352-8118, Bruce. And I want to jump into the inventory here. And inventory in Central Florida, this is kind of what's fueling our market. Interest rates dropped kind of unexpectedly last year with COVID, and then inventory got chewed up. We'd been hovering around 8,000 homes for sale, a good seller's market. And then with COVID last year, even with the pandemic, inventory started getting whittled away at. And then it dropped to hardly anything. And then this year it got even crazier. And then you got people coming from other states here, and they're fueling the market. That's part of it. But the price appreciation and just Central Florida has been very, very inexpensive for several years. We're just moving up in our rankings amongst the state. And you've still got great interest rates. We're still where we're at.
Interest rates are unbelievable. You can get 15-year in the 2s. You can get 30-year interest rates in the 3s. We've got investment opportunities, first-time home buyer opportunities. You can buy that condo on the beach if you want to. There's plenty of opportunities and great mortgages for people that want to get into the real estate business right now. If you want to buy investment property, you want to buy your first home, now's the time to do it. You know, and Cleve, I'm hearing lots of folks talking about, well, you know what? I think that maybe I should wait. I know, I'm laughing at that too. But here's the thing. If you wait right now, here's what you're going to be faced with. You're going to be faced with likely higher rates because I don't think rates are going to be lower.
Well, don't you think they already bottomed out? We were in the twos for everything last year.
They're on their way, and they're on their way up. I mean, they're not high right now.
No, they're
still
awesome.
Super attractive.
I mean, anything in the 4s or 5s is awesome. It's still a great buy. People were going nuts about houses in 2006, 5 and 6. Interest rates are in the 6s.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is just a
7 3/4.
Yeah.
And now you're still getting interest rates in the 2s, 3s. I mean, even if you had really bad credit, you're going to be in the 4s.
Yeah.
Which is way better than the last 10-year national average.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I hear folks saying, well, I think I'm going to wait. What are you going to wait for? You're going to wait for the house that was $250 last year is already $300.
Yeah.
And the rate last year was at 299 or 275. That's at 3 1/4 or 3.5 now.
Yeah.
So if that's what you want to wait for, you're just waiting for the prices to go up. Unless your income went up by that much in one year, then you're getting behind instead of ahead of the game. And you could have bought a home and closed on it last year and made $50,000, $60,000.
And then, well, that's part of some of that. Now, I would say people are moving that quickly, but I have had some people that bought 2-3 years ago. That's kind of fueling this market a little bit. They're up 10%, 15%. And they're like, wow, okay, I could sell and move again and get an even better house. Or get a newer home. And that's kind of what's driving this a little bit. And then the builders have no inventory. I mean, they're allowed
There's no inventory.
They got 40, 50 people on waiting lists, and they're allowed to build 6 homes because they can't get the lumber.
It's got over 150 people on their waiting list.
Wow.
And they don't even have a contract. They're just on the waiting list to buy a contract. These builders are only allowing their salespeople to sell 6 to 10 homes a month.
Yeah.
In each community because they don't know what the cost for them to build is in a month or 2 months.
I can't believe they haven't fixed this supply shortage on lumber yet. It was COVID that started it 6-8 months ago. Last fall, when all the lumber mills started running low, and then COVID, people came back to work after the lockdowns, and it ripped through the lumber mills again and slowed them down. But I can't believe they haven't replaced this with steel studs in the home or something.
I was in the Home Depot the other day. In a sheet of rough plywood, I'm not talking about finished plywood, $68 and change for one sheet of plywood.
That's nuts.
I wish I would have bought plywood a couple of years ago and just stored it somewhere. Boy, I could have made a fortune on that. If you have any questions for the Loan Arranger, if you have questions about financing, refinancing, getting rid of PMI, pulling equity out of your home, converting from a 30-year to a 15-year, call me at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. Or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. Maybe you want to learn how you can invest in real estate the way that Cleve and I did and follow our Leapfrog program that we developed. We are teaching a class. It will be a Zoom class.
Yep.
On Wednesday, the 23rd.
June 23rd from
June 23rd
6
at
to
6 to 7.
Yep.
Sometimes we run a little bit longer depending on questions and answers. But here's the thing. This is not one of those fancy sign-up programs and you got to buy our CDs. No. This is down and dirty. Cleve and I have made some mistakes, and we had some huge successes. Fortunately, you and I have had more success than failures. Okay? But we will walk you through how to do this the easy way. Now, here's the thing. I will show you how to accumulate 5 properties within a 20-year period of time or less, all owner-occupied, all with 3 to 5% down, and they're all going to be paid off, every one of these homes, within 15 years. So in a 20-year time frame, you'll own 5 properties, and if you follow my plan, 15 to 17 years, every single one of them is free and clear.
Yeah.
15 to 17 years. You have $2.5 million worth of free and clear property paying you $15,000 to $20,000 a month in income. And the nice thing is that other people made your payments for you while you bought them. You didn't make all your payments.
Yep. No, it's very simple. It's very simple.
It's not complicated, but you have to either take action or sit on the sidelines of life. And I feel so bad for people that can't get out of their way. that analysis paralysis thing, that they just sit on the sidelines of life and go, yeah, I had a friend. He did that, Cleve.
He made
a lot of money in real estate. I knew a guy. You know what? If you're the person that says, I knew a guy, then you need to stop it. Give your head a shake. Okay, pull your car over and call me at 407-706-3313. If you want me to yell at you about how you need to fix your credit and get yourself so you can buy a home, I'll do that. I like doing that, okay? I'm okay with that.
Yep.
But our goal is to help more people make money in real estate and show them how to save money. 407-706-3313. If you have questions for Cleve Loveland, Cleve's been in the business forever, and he also has had the longest running radio show on this station on Saturdays, where I co-host with him on Cleve Loveland and the Lone Ranger radio show. And I was so happy to have him on my show. And I am really excited about helping folks, because now you and we've got a show that we're doing on Saturdays. I have mine on Sundays. You're my guest on this many, many times, and you bring so much value, Cleve, to this community, and you got a great reputation.
Well, I appreciate that. And it's just, there's so much misinformation out there, and I just, whenever I watch the news, it just infuriates me when I see somebody talking about real estate or mortgages or financial advice, and they're not even in the industry. They're just some talking head, and it's like the guy telling you that you shouldn't buy houses, because there was an article, I think I've got it here in my stack of stuff, Wall Street Journal, somebody saying you shouldn't buy a home now because it's going to crash. And I'm like, this guy probably doesn't own a home, or maybe
even if he does, that's the most ridiculous. Well, listen, here's the thing. Your government and your media want you to live in doom and gloom. I'm going to tell you something. If you look back in history, and I'll just tell you let's just take the last 30 years.
Yep.
Of home ownership, because most of you would be listening to this show probably are between 20 and 60.
Yep.
Okay. So let's just take 40 years. We've had 2 bad years in 40 years.
Yep.
2 bad years. Now there's been some ups and downs along the way, but 2 bad years. That means that buying real estate in 40 years, if you could pick any investment and only have 2 bad years out of 40, I think that'd be a pretty damn good
investment. Even if prices are going down, it doesn't really matter if you're not selling that year.
No,
you know, and that doesn't happen that often. And if it's paid off and it's paying you rent, it's always going to pay you rent.
It's always going to pay you rent.
You know, if you're asking too much rent, you won't get a renter.
And actually that's a really good point, because during a rough economy, people don't buy, then they have to rent. Yeah. So if you have rental properties, you even have a more valuable asset.
I manage about 80, and I've got a bunch of my own, and you always want to make sure. I have people bring me these homes to sell all the time, and they're like, "Oh, I've had the same tenant for 8 years, and they're only paying me $1,200 a month." Well, it should be $1,800 a month. And that's the money that's costing you. That's why you want somebody between you and that tenant. Friends and family are the worst people to put into your rental home, saying, "Oh, this will be great," and "Oh no, I can't raise the rent because they're so nice." It's not about that. It's an investment. You want to be nice, take them to dinner, but don't move them into your investment properties.
$300 a month under value.
These are the big things. And this is why I got into property management about 15 years ago. I've always had my own investment properties, but about 15 years ago we started doing this at Loveland Properties to make sure it's maximized, to make sure people, when it is time, there is a time to sell them. Eventually, there is a time to sell them. Or maybe it might be a bad neighborhood and you want to switch to another neighborhood. It's just not appreciating, or the house has just had all kinds of, problems coming up all the time. You can trade it for something newer. There's ways to do that, just like playing Monopoly.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, don't live life collecting $200 when you pass. Let's get into life and make some money. 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn. CrossCountry.